Toto was a shy bum who wasn't chat enough to talk to girls, so he joined a freaky all-girls party and starts clapping them. It all begins when the demon lord summons his daughter, Seal, to unalive the hero named Toto. Right after the briefing, Seal heads out of the demon realm, excited that she finally gets to see the outside world and taste freedom. And all she has to do is take out one person, so she looks forward to it, thinking it'll be easy. Elsewhere, Anemone, a notorious assassin, gets paid for a recent job well done and is immediately assigned Toto as her next target. But when she finds out she'll have to disguise herself as a priestess to pull it off, she refuses on the spot, until her client offers 100 million coins. Then she changes her mind in an instant, promising that Toto will rest in peace. At the same time, while Gao, a certified plot mistress, takes pleasure in clapping her human pets and making them climax several times over, some dude barges into her clubhouse, asking why she's into that kind of business for herself. But before he can attack her, Gao has him restrained, clapped, and forced to let out cultural sounds against his wish, and just like that, he ends up as one of her pets. Gao finds it pretty amusing that she can tame a big dude like that, but when she demands a more suitable pet candidate, her girls come up with the perfect option. Meanwhile, in a small town called Fromner, Toto enters the Adventurers Guild and tries to form a party with two dudes, and everyone's excited to see him since he's supposed to be a big deal. But that's all a lie, since in reality, Toto can barely hold a conversation because he's super shy, and when he finally works up the courage to ask them, they run off in fear. This really bothers Toto since he'd imagined everything going smoothly. But before he can feel sorry for himself, Gao, Seal, and Anemone show up and ask him to form a party with them. Toto is shocked, but not as much as the guys in the guild, who can't believe Toto is chat enough to get attention from hot baddies like that. As Toto tries to summon the courage to respond, Gao grabs onto him, and the moment he sees her mutated plots, his brain basically explodes and he passes out. While he's out cold, Seal takes the chance to snatch him from the guild using her powers. But even with her speed, Anemone and Gao easily catch up. When she gets a clear shot, Anemone uses her machine gun to fire multiple shots at Seal, but Seal blocks and repels all shots fired. At some point, Gao stops attacking and proposes a truce, which both Seal and Anemone accept, only for the girls to realize a bit too late that Gao's paralyzing perfume has kicked in. However, before Gao can enjoy having Toto all to herself, she realizes she's cooked because Seal loses control of her summoning spell and a large monster shows up to unalive everyone. Terrified, Gao tries to chicken out at the last minute, but the girls, despite being paralyzed, grab onto her so they can all die together. As the monster dives in to have them as a quick snack, Toto shows up from nowhere and takes it out in one nasty strike. Perfect! Leaving the scared chicks with wet pants. Despite initially wanting to kill him, the girls are happy to be saved by him. But the moment they try to reward him with a sloppy toppy, his brain explodes again, and the girls decide not to unlive him just yet, especially since Seal has fallen in love. But deep down, all three girls want to have Toto to themselves for obvious reasons. When he finally regains consciousness, they buy him lunch, and while they eat, the chicks introduce themselves with fake intentions for him. As for Toto, he imagines dropping a nice intro that wins Gao's heart, but in reality, he struggles while promising to protect them no matter what. Gao makes things worse by sampling his sword, so when his brain explodes again, she makes the other chicks reveal why they are after him. Anemone says she was paid to unalive him. Seal says she wants to unalive him to gain freedom. But Gao's case is different since she's a plot mistress bent on making him her pet. Realizing the competition, Anemone backs out of the chase, saying that she's not getting paid enough to become a pick-me baddie with a gun. But it's a lie because when she leaves, she grabs her sniper and picks a suitable spot to take Toto out. As she scrambles for Toto's position, she sees a girl getting sold to some worthless dude and decides to intervene. Using a smoke bomb, she distracts the men long enough to save the girl. Before sending her off, Anemone gives her some money and senses one of the guys she had targeted approaching from behind. When she turns around, she notices that the guy isn't even human, seeing that he looks like Temu's Frankenstein stuffed into a suit. What did you say, nigga? Frankie demands payment in the form of acts of service, claiming she's cost him money by letting the girl go. But before he knows it, Anemone lands a nasty strike on him, which he barely manages to dodge. When she follows up with a brutal kick that sends him crashing into the wall, the monster realizes she's no joke and finds himself dodging like mad just to keep his head and sacks together. When he's finally had enough of her BS, he activates his powers and launches multiple tentacles at her, only for them to get sliced into pieces. But the pieces regenerate and come at Anemone again, trying to double clap her from behind, until Toto shows up out of nowhere and one-shots the monster with a punch that completely takes him out. Shocked and curious, Anemone asks how he even found her, but when the dude just whispers that he promised to protect her, she blows him a kiss, and as expected, his brain blows up for the millionth time.
Oh shit, here we go again.
While he's out cold, Seal and Gao appear from a corner and start teasing Anemone for blowing a kiss, but she just brushes them off like it's nothing. At some point, Seal asks why she didn't just headshot Frankie with her sniper, and Anemone says she didn't want the kid to see the guy die. She hates how rotten the world is and swears she'll change it with all the money she earns from unaliving people, which is exactly why she decides to unalive Toto while he's unconscious. But to her surprise, the moment her blade touches his skin, it shatters, and when she notices Gao and Seal saw the whole thing, she quickly claims it's just because she's tired. Gao, seeing straight through the lies, suggests they all rest at her inn. But when they get there, Toto's brain pretty much climaxes the second he hears that he'll be sharing rooms with them. After that, Anemone exits the room since she isn't interested in sharing or playing scissors all night, while Seal reluctantly follows behind her, leaving an unconscious Toto alone with Gao. Right then, Gao gets the freakiest thought and decides to inject Toto with a special serum designed to turn him into her pet. While she waits for the drug to kick in, she goes to take a shower, only to come out 5 minutes later and see that Toto is still unconscious. In a sick quest to wake him up, she exposes her plots and whips him multiple times until he eventually gives in and succumbs to Gao's charm. Seeing this, Gao serves him her feet, ordering him to feast. But to her surprise, Toto dives on her and restrains her movements, aiming for the spot. It shocks Gao that he's trying to resist her charm, but she finds herself letting out cultural sounds when Toto presses hard on her. However, before her floodgates can spiral out of control, Toto regains himself, and when he sees her mutated plot up close, his entire nervous system shuts down and he passes out again. While he's out, Gao confides in Anemone and Seal, bothered that Toto somehow managed to resist her. But Anemone casually says that maybe it's because it might not fit. Seal can't help but laugh after hearing this, but Gao takes pleasure in the fact that she's made new friends who are not scared of her. After they spend all night playing scissors, Toto wakes up the following morning and sees them asleep. And when he realizes that what happened last night was no dream, his brain explodes again. That brings us to the end of today's video. If you watched up to this point, let's confuse the fake anime watchers by commenting, "We want unplotted." Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out this next video. It might just be your favorite anime recapped.